Hi, I'm Bev Adamo with Wild and Wise Women, Wild and Wise Sisterhood. It's always a pleasure to be on this divine appointment and speaking the words that come to me and through me from spirit and from my own experience as well. It's a happy combination, a happy marriage that comes through. So when I get on and talk about anything, I know that I'm being both divinely inspired and also called to speak my truth as well. And I'm very much in a place of rigorous honesty and speaking the truth. And when it comes to that, there are two words that I have found to be extraordinarily powerful. And again, like some of the other words that I've spoken about in my talks, they're words that we may have experienced at some point in our life in a very negative way. So the words that I want to talk about today are stop it. Stop it. And I know, and I'm thinking perhaps in my imagination that many people who might listen to this would also have heard these words growing up in a way that was less than positive. Anytime we were getting into something that our parents or our teachers or whoever were not too happy about, at least for me, speak for myself, I heard those words, stop it. Stop doing that, or stop saying that, or stop thinking that, or, there are all these different things about stopping, stopping, stopping. And I trust that at the time, my parents and my teachers and everyone else did exactly what they thought was in my best interest to protect me. And yet I took that voice on, those two words as stop it, in a negative way. So when I would start to think about my dreams or something that I'd really love to do or that made me happy, I would hear those words. I would hear those words inside of me saying, stop it. Stop it, Bev. You don't deserve to be that happy. Look at all these things that are going on in the world. You don't deserve to be at peace. There are all these things that are wrong in people's lives and all these tragedies that are occurring and everything else. And so I would continue to hear these words, stop it. You don't deserve it. Stop it. It's not for you. Stop it. You need to just stop it. Now, where I am, through my experience, what I have learned is that stop it can be a great place for me to start. It's a great place for me to start by stopping. And I use this in different ways. So, for example, nowadays, what I do is when I am in this place of either overwhelm or thinking things that are all or nothing thoughts, I'm always this or I'm never this or anything else. Whenever I get caught in some of the circles and the those little wheels, hamster wheels, whenever I'm getting caught on that in my mind or everything else, I use these words in a very generous way. I invite myself to stop it. And I want to share something with you that I find hilarious, because when I'm really stuck, when I'm in that place that even my compassionately saying to myself, stop it. Let's take a breath, just stop it. When I find myself not even able to do that, what I can do though is I can go to YouTube and I can type in my the word stop it and Bob Newhart, because he is one of my favorite examples of really being able to shift where I'm at, to shift my energy. Because as soon as I pull up that video of him in his office being a psychiatrist or psychologist or whatever he was in his show, and this woman who came in and she had all these crazy things going on in her life and everything like that, and he tells her, I've got two words for you. They're magical. They will absolutely change everything about what's going on. I can fix this. And his two words are, because she's describing all these things that she's doing and everything else, and he just says, stop it. And continues to do that. And I Love that. So when I get in the space where it's like my compassion, my word, not doing it, I call on the big guns. I call on Bob to come to me and tell me and make me laugh and shift my energy and let me understand that simply by stopping what I'm doing, I don't even necessarily know if I want to change it right now. It's just like, but stop in this moment. Wow. You know, stop signs, I think of those as in traffic. They're there to help us to put some order and some, I'm going to use the word safety, but I'm not really talking about it in that way, but let's just go with it. So the stop signs are there to put a little order and a little safety into, you know, our driving so that we can navigate crossroads so much more easily, especially when other people are around. So a stop sign is actually can be a really good thing. And when we allow our unconscious and subconscious to use those words with us, to use that concept with us, that concept of taking a moment, putting the pause button on, allowing yourself to take a breath, to assess a situation, to assess your thinking, to assess your actions, to do all of that. Those two words can be so powerful and important. So what do you do once you stop something? Well, I just gave you a few ideas of what's really great. Take a breath. Allow yourself to really, truly, from an observer perspective, see what's going on. Give yourself a moment for discernment to kick in. Allow yourself to move away from automatically responding or automatically reacting in a certain way, to a place where you can stop it, take a moment, and respond as opposed to reacting. Big difference between reacting, that comes from an unconscious place, from things that we've done over and over again. We don't even hardly think about it, and boom, we're in that space. Putting that stop sign up, allowing ourselves to take a moment and really give ourselves the gift of the self-care of stopping occasionally. And sometimes I'm so busy, I have so many things scheduled, that's a great time for me to remind myself to stop. Peace, quiet, serenity, love, beauty, purpose, passion. When we can say to ourselves and to the world around us, stop. I'm taking a moment. That's when all of those things that I just mentioned, that I just stated, that I just spoke, are able to really come into our lives and to be a part of us. We have at times runaway thoughts that are going in our head. Most of the time, that's what worry shows up as, our runaway thoughts, or thinking completely in the negative, you know, being black and white about everything, that all or nothing, that always or never that I talked about. When you have those kinds of thoughts going on, that's when those words and that action of stopping it can really help. So what do you do once you stop it? Once you're able to get yourself in a whole nother place? So I go to YouTube, I look up Bob Newhart, I watch it, I laugh, I feel liberated for a moment. Then what happens? Well, a lot of times what happens is all that stuff that was going on beforehand that you just said stop it to, it shows up again, like really right there, boom, in your face. Or you can know, you can be conscious of that pattern, how that works. And instead of allowing that to just come right back, stop it as many times as you need to until you have the opportunity to replace it with something else, to replace it with another thought. For example, if I'm worried about speaking something that I'm going to be speaking in 2 weeks, and I'm not sure what I'm going to do, and so I have all these thoughts running through my head about, oh my God, am I going to be ready? Is it going to be all right? Am I going to show up? Are people going to learn something? Am I going to fall? Literally, I worry about that sometimes because it kind of happens to me. And then I say, stop it. And I do whatever I need to break that up. Think about something else. And then I replace it with, oh my God, I'm so excited about the fact that I get to show up in 2 weeks and I get to tell my truth. I get to offer my experience, who I am, what I do in this world, what I've learned. I get to offer that to other people so that maybe, just maybe, there'll be one other person in that audience who will resonate with that, and they'll go home that night after I have showed up and been willing to be courageous and do what I'm going to do, and I haven't worried all my, the whole 2 weeks that I've been there. I've just shown up. I know that that's going to serve me and everyone else. So whatever you're worried about, whatever you're thinking might happen, wherever there's any kind of negativity that's going on around a project, a person, a practice that you have, stop it. Stop your worry and allow yourself to replace those thoughts with something positive about whatever you're doing. If you're worried about one of your kids, the best thing you can do is stop it. Stop worrying about your kids or your parents or your siblings or your friends or anything else. Stop that. What will help them, what I absolutely positively guarantee will help them, if you stop that worry and you start, every time you think of them, instead of going into that worry place, stop that and move into that place where you're thinking, what do you wish for them? What is your highest wish for them? What do you see for them that would be perfect in their life? Maybe if they're struggling with health issues, seeing them in the best health they can possibly experience, the best quality of life, to hold them in that space. Because when you hold yourself or other people in that space of worry, that's literally the energetic vibration that's going out from you. So if you're worried about your kids, you're not helping them. I would go so far as to say that, it's not good for them, which is another reason why you need to stop it. It's not good for yourself to worry about yourself. Stop it. Take those 2 words and give yourself a break. Give yourself a pause. Give yourself an option, an opportunity to actually be of service in that moment to yourself and others. By stopping the negativity, by stopping being a victim, by stopping all those things. I'm going to be speaking soon about dark miracles. And when I talk about them, I'm going to be talking about the fact that, yes, absolutely, things can happen to us in our life where we are victimized. We are victims of whatever happens in our lives. Those kinds of things occur. Whether we choose to stay a victim, that's our choice. So this is just one of the ways that I'm going to continue to talk about these 2 words. Stop it. Whatever we're doing now that's bringing us results that we don't like, stop it. Because there's a different way to do things. There's a more positive way, a way that serves more. And there are some things in life that you're going to want to say stop it to, and you're going to want to mean it. You are going to want to mean it. For example, if you have if you still have any kind of addiction in your life, stop it. There are programs, there are resources, there are ways to do it. And don't look at what it's going to take. Look at whether or not you're willing to stop any behavior in your life, any words in your life, any actions in your life that are causing yourself or other people any kind of harm. Simply stop it. Take a pause and replace it. And you'll know what to replace it with. Everyone who's listening to this is an amazing person, a good person, an extraordinary person. So when I invite you to stop it, pause, and replace it, know that you're going to know exactly what to do and exactly what to replace it with, because this is a divine appointment with 2 words. Stop it. Thank you so much for joining me today and for being wild, and to continue to express and expand your wisdom. I couldn't do this without you. We're all in this together, and we are, as I say many times, better together. Bev Adamo, Wild and Wise Women, Wild and Wise Sisterhood. I wish you love.